All right, also breaking at noon, Fox News reporting that former President Donald Trump will announce his pick for vice president later today. This comes just 2 days after the former president survived an assassination attempt. Officials say the alleged shooter, 20-year-old Thomas Crooks, brought 50 rounds of ammunition at a gun store right before carrying out this attack. President Biden has issued an independent review of the U.S. Secret Service, and Donald Trump is in Milwaukee now for the Republican convention. Let's bring in Michelle Ross. Michelle, what is the very latest happening around all this?
Hey there, Bianca. Trump is in Milwaukee right now after arriving yesterday. Now, the former president will take one of the biggest political stages in the country, and he says we can expect a change in tone for his speech. Donald Trump, now a gun violence survivor, will formally accept the Republican Party's nomination at the Republican National Convention, which begins today. Despite suffering a gunshot injury to his ear, the former president arrived in Milwaukee on schedule. He said yesterday that he is rewriting his speech to focus on unity. President Joe Biden expressing the same message all weekend following the shooting. He spoke from the Oval Office yesterday.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence, for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized.
Saturday's assassination attempt at the Butler, Pennsylvania rally is being investigated by the FBI as a potential act of domestic terrorism. 20-year-old Thomas Crooks is identified as the shooter. Records show Crooks was a registered Republican who contributed $15 to a progressive political action committee in 2021 and worked as a dietary aide at a nursing home in Bethel Park, where he lived about an hour south of the rally site. An administrator at the nursing home said his background check came back clean. 50-year-old Corey Compatore, a former fire chief, was killed in the attack.
Corey died a hero. The Corey dove on his family to protect them. Corey was the very best of us. May his memory be a blessing.
According to the Associated Press, several attendees reported to officers that Crooks was acting suspiciously and pacing near the magnetometers. Officers couldn't find him before he made it to the roof of a building about 400 feet from where the former president was speaking. The Butler County Sheriff says when an officer did make it up to the roof, Crooks turned toward him. The officer, unable to pull out his weapon, went down the ladder. Crooks fired. Secret Service shot and killed him. An AR-15 style rifle that his father bought was found near him. Why the shooter carried out the attack is still unconfirmed.
I urge everyone, please, don't make assumptions about his motives or his affiliations. Let the FBI do their job.
And suspense has been building around who Trump will choose as his vice president. As you mentioned earlier, Bianca, Fox News anchor Bret Baier reported this morning that Trump will reveal his pick later today. Now, reportedly on that short list, Senators Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance, Tim Scott, and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. Back to you, Bianca.